So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back in the Lebron era with another rebuild, and it's going to be the Portland Trailblazers. In real life, this Trailblazers team won 48 games. They were a 6th seed in the Western Conference. They did lose in round 1 to the eventual champion Dallas Mavericks, but this team has some really good talent on it. LaMarcus Aldridge here, Brandon Roy is here. You got Wesley Matthews, a young Nicholas Batum. I'm very excited about the possibilities for this rebuild today. So, this is pre-Damian Lillard, a very, very interesting era in Portland. Now, are we kind of truly top-tier contenders? I don't know if we're quite there yet. It is a very good Western Conference, so we definitely have our work cut out for us today, but I'm very much looking forward to this one. Of course, as always, let me know any of the video ideas down below in the comment section. I think at this point in time, in terms of video ideas, if you guys have any series ideas that you'd really like to see that, you think would be really entertaining, not only for you, but for everybody that watches these videos, let me know down below in the comment section. Of course, I have the traditional series that I do every year. We just finished up the Trading Every Player rebuilds. We are slowly coming to the end of the LeBron era rebuild, so we're going to have to find something at some point. Of course, I can always do it on my own, but I do love hearing feedback from you guys. So anything you have, let me know down below. But yeah, man, that is it from that. I am very excited about this rebuild. I hope to bring the Portland Trailblazers a championship. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and have a quick conversation about this Trailblazers roster. It's in a very interesting position right now because there is some young talent on this team. There's also some solid veterans. I think we have a really good group here to kind of kick off this rebuild. So starting out at the point guard spot, we have a 34-year-old Andre Miller. I'm not going to lie to you. He's probably not a long-term option at that age, at that overall, just at this point in his career in general. But he's a solid enough option maybe for one season. I don't know if I'm going to keep him because he is on an expiring contract. We'll see. We have a 22-year-old Patty Mills here, so I'm very excited about the possibility. Seeing Patty Mills develop hopefully can kind of help us contribute to some winning around here. The shooting guard spot, Brandon Roy. I believe, if I am correct, and I very well could be wrong on this, would this technically be the season after, the career life-altering injury that he suffered? It would be, correct? I believe this should be. I mean, we don't play with injuries on around here, so I guess you could also call this video like a hypothetical what-if around Brandon Roy. I'm really hoping that, we don't see some regression around him just because of that injury. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm expecting right now, but I hope it doesn't happen because he's only 26. So we have Rudy Fernandez here. Could be a decent bench piece for us at a 74 overall. We have Armin Johnson, who I'm not going to pretend that I know a lot about, but he's only 21 at a 72. Not too bad. And then Dennis Eaton, I don't think you're a real person. All right, the small forward spot, a 21-year-old Nicholas Batum, who is here. He's an 82 overall already. We'll see how that development goes, but very well could be a starter for us. The entire video, we have Wesley Matthews here as well, CJ Hagan, whoever the hell you are. Power forward spot, LaMarcus Aldridge is the highest overall on this team. Trailblazers, LaMarcus Aldridge doesn't get enough credit for how good he truly was. He was very, very good and very fun to watch. My childhood. We have Dante Cunningham here at the backup power forward spot. Center position, very interesting dynamic here because in one sense of it, we have a 36-year-old Marcus Camby who is a 79 overall. Probably not, a multi-year option for us here as our starting center. And then in another aspect, we have Greg Oden, who is, former #1 overall pick. Probably not going to be our center of the future because, obviously things change. But I guess this can be kind of a double what if because we don't, as I mentioned, play with injuries on. So if Oden progresses well, maybe he's our guy, maybe he's not. I don't know. We'll go year to year. And then Fabricio Oberto, I'm terrible with names, but awesome fucking name. We are definitely going to have a couple trades before we kick year one off. I think I want to make some moves that are going to set us up well in the long term. Our first and potentially only trade, now stick with me on this, is going to come with the Chicago Bulls. Fabricio Oberto, Armin Johnson are heading to Chicago for a 2013 first-round pick, top 10 protected. Now, to be fair, will this first-round pick turn into much? Probably not, because the Bulls are led by Derrick Rose. They're very good. We are picking up Scalabrine, though. He's, again, not going to be a long-term option for me. But we're really only doing this deal to get a draft pick, because I think it'll probably become a trade asset for me come off-season time. So I had some plans in mind to kind of go ahead and retool this roster a little bit, just because I wanted to be a little bit more strategic for the long-term output. But looking at some of the options here, like Andre Miller has a team option for what I'm assuming is going to be about a $7 million price tag. It is come this offseason, meaning I can just pick it up, right? There's no reason to kind of rush things, kind of jump the gun on it because Andre Miller's overall is not going to be going down come offseason time. So I guess I'm just really kind of praying the guy doesn't retire, which I don't think he will. But I'm going to keep Andre Miller. And honestly, I'm going to do the same thing with Marcus Camby because I've done a lot of these rebuilds now. I know for a fact Camby doesn't retire after the first season, and he's on a multi-year contract. So I am going to still start Greg Oden. He's actually an expiring contract, but I don't want to give up on Greg Oden right now kind of a little bit of a what-if rebuild for him and Brandon Roy. So that's really going to be it in terms of moves. I want to get 23-year-old Dante Cunningham some playing time, even though he's expiring contract. I think maybe there's a little bit of something there. And then everywhere else, we're pretty much good. So, I mean, unless there's a way I can just get some draft picks for, like, these guys, which I doubt it. But, yeah, no, not really. All right, man, let's set the rotation. I'm very interested to see how this first season is going to go for us here in Portland. I didn't really make a lot of changes to this team. This actually might be the fewest amount of like significant changes I've made to a team pre-year one in the LeBron era. So I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. I mean, again, I don't think we're up there with some of like the true powerhouses of the Western Conference, but we're a playoff team. I do truly believe that. So Andre Miller, Brandon Roy going to be our backcourt here again. I'm hoping that we don't see like a fall off from Brandon Roy because I believe he played this season. I don't think he played like he might have played just over half a season. But again, this was kind of where things started to go downhill after the injury from the year prior. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen today. Injury's obviously off, as I've mentioned. So we'll see. Nicholas Batum going to be my starter at the small forward spot. You got LaMarcus Aldridge at the 4, and then Greg Oden, our starting center. Now the game actually suggests that I start Camby, but I guess as strange as it might sound based off potential, I think Oden's going to be my guy. I don't know if it's actually the smartest move, but we'll see. Wesley Matthews will be my sixth man off the bench. You got Marcus Camby right behind him. Patty Mills getting 15 minutes tonight. Rudy Fernandez. Dante Cunningham rounding out this rotation. So it's interesting. It's again, there's like almost a very nice balance with the roster of some really nice young talent. A few guys in the middle with that decent, 26, 27 years old. A couple solid veterans as well. So I'm really excited to see what this team can be. Again, I don't think we're really kind of up there in terms of powerhouses with, the Dallas Mavericks, the Thunder, all Lakers, all those teams that are really, really good at this point in time. I don't think we're quite there, but we definitely have a lot of potential in this team. It's going to be a fun year. I'll see you guys at the end of it. First year here in Portland was very, very fun. We won 53 games. I believe they won 48 in real life, meaning it's a 5-game improvement. Overall-wise, with no changes, I'm very, very happy about the first season. LeBron James, his first season in Miami, takes home the MVP. Blake Griffin, these awards, year one especially, are just absolutely always the same thing. 64 wins for the Dallas Mavericks. Goddamn. All right, let's check it out. Where did we fall? We are, holy shit, 53 wins is a 5 seed in 2010-2011. That is so crazy to think about. Now, the West is an absolute powerhouse. We all know that, but it's insane. That's so crazy. I don't want to say it reminds me of like the Western Conference this year because it's very, very different. I don't even want to get into those comparisons, but the West is really good this year in real life. East is maybe a little bit weaker. Here are the numbers. So LaMarcus Aldridge led us in scoring. Brandon Roy was our second scoring leader. I'll take it. Batum, Miller, Matthews, Oden. I mean, 10 and 13 is really not bad, for Greg Oden. His career is just so crazy because there are some aspects I don't like the term bust. Like Anthony Bennett is a big fat bust. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But Greg Oden is, I guess you can technically label him a bust. And if you look at the output of his career, and it certainly doesn't help that Kevin Durant was taken with the number 2 pick right after him. But it was injuries, and I don't really think people, know the difference. Not even know, but like they don't really talk about the difference between those things sometimes. And maybe you can say, well, it was scouting, all that shit, but I don't know, man. It's sad to see. It really is sometimes. All right, man, we got the we're the Portland Trailblazers. We have the Denver Nuggets here. You got Carmelo Anthony, JR, Billups, you got Nene, Birdman, Tyler Austin, Kenyon Martin. This is a very good Denver Nuggets team. Honestly, if we lose, I wouldn't be too surprised by it. They probably have the best player in the series. We do win game 4, and we do get bounced in 5. So, a disappointing end, although wasn't really too surprising. It's still a little sad. Lakers go on to win this one, which means they would have lost in 08, won in 09, and won in 2010 and 2011. That's insane. Pau Gasol, your finals MVP. Okay, let's get into our first offseason. Please don't tell me any of our guys retired because I cannot deal with that right now. It does not appear that, our friend Fabrizio retired though. All right, I guess I'm happy I traded him. But no Portland Trailblazers retire, meaning now I can kind of get into some maybe the longer term, or long-term 2 seasons, but some of those moves. Let's look at jersey retirement, Steve Nash and Shaq. Historic changes, nothing for us. Obviously cool to have the luxury tax now. I don't think, we only have our first-round pick, which, we're in the playoffs. We're not going to have a lottery pick, but here it is. It is the Kings, the Pistons, the Raptors, the Jazz, and the Warriors. Let's talk about staff signing right now. So Nate McMillan, currently the head coach of this team, with some pretty atrocious ratings. I'm not going to lie to you now. I don't really have too much of an opinion about Nate McMillan as a head coach, but I don't know if those are quite the ratings that I feel are kind of fair about him. Now, looking at his contract, this is his final season he's entering, so what I'll probably do is just let him ride it out. Now, I don't love the ratings. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a little bit of potential there. Not a ton, but I don't know. I think we had an overall good enough season. Now, could we have been even better with a better coach? Probably, but, I don't think he did a bad enough job for us to fire him, even though the ratings are abysmal. And I know that might be a little bit hypocritical after my video from yesterday. We have the 23rd pick in round 1 and round 2. It definitely gives us a little bit of flexibility. Now, am I going to draft somebody there? I'm not really sure yet. We have a couple different options. Trade's definitely on the table. We are going to go ahead and make a trade. It's going to be a small one. We're just shipping off our second-round pick to Charlotte. We're picking up 2 future second-round picks, and I'm going to draft somebody at number 23 overall. Ultimately, I did consider a lot of different options for what we could have done with this draft pick. Some of the players on our team, a lot of guys have options that I could consider moving, or they're just free agents, so we decided to stick here. Why is Tobias Harris still here? That feels like an absolute steal that I'm getting. Yeah, Tobias Harris, welcome to the team. All right, very excited to have Tobias here. He's likely, wow, he's a 76. That's awesome. In all likelihood is going to be, a backup of some sort for me. So yes, I am picking up Andre Miller and Rudy Fernandez as options as well. I am in all likelihood okay. So Oden is entering restricted free agency. We're going to give him his nearly $9 million qualifying offer. I'm still up in the air on kind of what I want to do with him in terms of the future, but definitely some decisions to make. So in terms of like the money we have to spend, we have a little bit. I mean, if we maybe wanted to go attempt to clear up some space. Now, Carmelo Anthony kind of feels like a pipe dream at this point. It's basically $20 million a year he's getting offered from the Denver Nuggets to come back. I don't think are going to be able to even come close to that number. So, I'm not saying it's completely going to be ruled out right now, but we have to be a lot of moves if we wanted to even come close. And yeah, that being said, there's definitely still going to be some trades though. So let's get into some of those. Okay, we just made a trade with the Houston Rockets and acquired potentially our point guard of the future in Kyle Lowry. Very excited to pick him up. Kyle Lowry still, he's an 83 overall, so he's good. He just hadn't hit his stride that he had yet with the Toronto Raptors. We make the trade here with the Portland Trailblazers. I gave him Andre Miller, 2 auto-generated players, I think 2 or 3 first-round picks. Honestly, not terribly worried about it, but I am very excited to have Kyle Lowry here, 25 years old, 83 overall, on a really nice contract. Kind of just had a breakout year over there in Houston, so super nice pickup there. Brandon Roy going to remain my shooting guard. I think Fernandez honestly could stay my backup. I don't know, maybe we could find an upgrade. I'm good with Batum and Matthews here. I think maybe at some point I'll have to make a decision between these guys, but it's not going to come right now. Aldridge is going to play. Harris will be the backup here, and then I am probably still going to attempt to make a trade. Unless because there's also an avenue that kind of says I can maybe go make an upgrade at the small forward spot. Like what, hypothetically, I'm not saying I'm committing to anything. If I were to do this, what are my options for small forwards? Like Gerald Wallace could be a fantastic option. But on the other side of it, Batum is only 22 years old. Luol Deng. Oh, I feel like Luol Deng, he develops so well in this game. I feel like it's the right move. Like, I've seen the guy get all the way up to like an 86 overall. I feel like this is a better option. I do. And people are probably going to tell me I'm wrong based off age. I can already see, yes, Batum's 1 overall higher. I just think, looking at this, I know for a fact Deng's going to go up in overalls. And although Batum is, a young player that definitely still has a lot of potential, this is only a 3-year rebuild. So, how much room does he actually have in those couple years we have remaining? I'm going to do this because Camby, although it looks like on paper, yes, giving up an 83 and an 80 overall for an 82 and a 78, along with the first, maybe isn't smart. Marcus Camby is not any sort of asset, right? He's going to go down a ton of overalls. He's never going to be as valuable as he is right now. This trade makes sense. I'm going to do this. On top of the fact that we get Ronnie Brewer as well. So I'm excited to have Ronnie Brewer. Honestly, what I'm going to do is just move Wesley Matthews to the backup shooting guard spot. Now his overall goes down a couple. I'll live with it. I'm sure it's going to develop this offseason. So that is what we're going to do there. Rudy Fernandez is now a little bit expendable. Whether I get a backup point guard or a backup center for him doesn't really matter to me. But if I do Fernandez, 2 second-round picks, what are my options here? Just looks like a lot of draft picks. Okay. Joel Anthony is 28. I mean, he's not a fantastic option, but Derek Fisher, he's 36 though. Shit. I forget sometimes Derek Fisher was 36 at this point, or just a veteran. All right, you know what? I think Joel Anthony is going to be a serviceable enough backup center for me. We're also getting a first-round pick swap, but we're just going to bring back Oden, and now I'm going to go ahead and probably pick. I like Sean Livingston would actually be a fantastic pickup for us. So we're going to go ahead and bring him in here on a 3-year deal. Cunningham was, I guess, solid for us as a 10th guy. Ultimately, Tobias Harris is much. Oh, shit, we had Patty Mills. Fuck, I forgot about that. Oh, he was pretty good for us, too. But I think Livingston's I think he's a level ahead. I do. I'm going to probably get crucified. But you know what? Patty Mills, still only 22. I think Livingston, just overall wise, makes a little bit more sense. I'm not going to announce Greg Oden because he's going to come back, and as funny as it might sound, he's going to be my starting center. Average a double-double for us. He's going to go to the Bulls. No, he's not. I think ultimately, again, he's not my, first option, but he had a good enough year last year. He's still an okay overall, only 23 years old. So we're going to give him at least one more year as our starting center, and we'll go from there. But again, we've made improvements to this team. I think this team can be much better next year. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. All right, it is officially go time here in Portland for year 2. I am very excited about the possibilities with this team. We made some pretty big moves. I think that kind of goes without being said. We had a great year last season. It was an absolutely fantastic regular season. And yeah, we just kind of ran out of gas come playoff time. We were beaten by a team that was very much better than us. And I think we've retooled and kind of rebuilt this team to the point where we can definitely be competitive in a very good Western Conference. So Kyle Lowry, my new starting point guard. Brandon Roy remains my starting shooting guard. I'm a little bit nervous seeing that overall tick down a little bit. Again, it's not like he's really that old. The guy's only 27. He had a pretty solid season last year. So I'm going to definitely keep my eye on that, but he's still my guy as of now. Luol Deng looking like a really good addition to this team. I don't think Batum's near his overall. I don't think he's even as good. I'm fine with the move we made. Aldridge still here as my 4, and then Greg Oden remains my starting center. Hopefully I have another double-double. Maybe he stays. Wes Matthews remains my 6th man off the bench. You got Sean Livingston in here. New addition, my backup point guard. New addition in Ronnie Brewer. New addition in Tobias Harris. And new addition in Joel Anthony. So, I know we just replaced 4 out of the 5 guys coming off the bench, but I think it's for the better for the now and in the future. So I'm excited about what this team can be. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. 65-17. That is how we wrap up the second season here in Portland. It was a great second season. Again, I'm assuming it's probably a top 2 seed, but the West is very, very good. So we'll find out. LeBron, 2 years in Miami, 2 MVPs. Whoever the hell Jeffrey Pollard is, cool. Steven Jackson, 6th man of the year. Dwight Howard is your D-boy. DeAndre Jordan, most improved. Nate McMillan does get a coach of the year. So, it's very hard to fire a coach of the year, and I'm not foreshadowing or anticipating doing that, but, wow, hold on a minute. Hold on a fuck. It's just because we didn't win our fucking division. Sorry. I don't know why, look, I'll say this. I appreciate, the way the NFL and the MLB can do things where divisions matter. But in the NBA, at least how it's been for the past however many years, divisions don't matter. I am of the opinion that they should just completely get rid of them. I know you play your division teams more than you play everybody else in your conference specifically, but there's no reason that a 48-win team should be a higher seed than a 65-win. It's dumb. It makes absolutely no sense in the NBA. I understand why you do it in other sports, but here, it's stupid. It makes no sense. I know they did it for a while. It's just annoying. Second best record in the league, but we're a 4 seed. I get it. I understand why, but it's dumb. Luol Deng led us in scoring. LaMarcus Aldridge, Brandon Roy, Kyle Lowry, Wesley Matthews, Oden, Harris, Livingston, Brewer, Anthony. Wow, 14 boards a game. I'm seeing it right here. Awesome. And then assists was Kyle Lowry. So, yeah, we're a 4 seed, and we have the, 3 straight time defending champ Lakers here in the first round of the playoffs. I mean, they definitely have the best player. They might even have the best 2 players, but I think we're a more well-rounded team. But again, we are playing one of the best players in NBA history here, and Kobe Bean Bryant, R.I.P. One of the GOATs. All right, we're up 3-2 right now. We are going to Game 7, and, that's what I'm saying. Again, if you're a 65-win team, tied for the best record in the league, you shouldn't be running from anybody, but there's no real reason why we should have had to see Kobe in round 1. So, Nate McMillan, pack your bags, pal. You are not coming back, and here come the Thunder. We see them every LeBron-era rebuild. They have now arrived, and they are out here winning championships. All right. Cool. So Camby does call it a career. I guess I'm happy I moved on. Staff retirements, cool. Hall of Fame, don't give a shit. Awesome. All right, draft lottery. I don't think we traded for any picks. I know we moved a lot. Oh, that Cleveland pick. It's a swap. We don't actually have that. I know it's a swap. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. It is what it is. Staff signing. It is time to get a new head coach. The contract was up anyways for Nate McMillan. We are going to go out. This is without a doubt, this is a perfect style for rebuild. It 1,000% is. Let's head up to the draft because it was a swap, so we do have a pick. It's at number 27 via the Miami Heat. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it. I think there maybe is a trade out there. I just don't know what it is yet. So I guess hang with me. I don't know. All right, we're here in the draft right now, and we're actually going to go ahead and draft somebody. Now, they're probably not going to stay on this team. Ooh, Celtics legend Jared Sullinger, Festus Ezeli here as well. Whoever I draft here in all likelihood is going to be getting traded. So you know what? I'll just take Jared Sullinger. It's not a name I've heard in a minute. All right, welcome to the team. He's a 73 overall. I'm waiting till after team player options for a reason, because obviously more guys will be available. I'm looking to make an upgrade at my center spot. Now, I don't want to discredit what Greg Oden provided for us. I think he was really solid for us last year. 14 rebounds a game was awesome. But looking over this starting five, if there's an upgrade to make somewhere, it's probably that center position. So I think I am going to go ahead and pull the trigger on a trade. I don't have a ton of assets, so I have to be relatively careful, but I think we do have enough. Okay, we just made a trade with the Memphis Grizzlies and acquired Marc Gasol. Very big upgrade at our center spot. It was Greg Oden, Joel Anthony, Jared Sullinger, I think 2, maybe 3. It was whatever first-round picks we had remaining. We're sent to Memphis, so we have 4 second-round picks this offseason to work with. We have our new center in Marc Gasol. He's going to be paired up with LaMarcus Aldridge in the front court. And other than that, there's not going to be a lot of major changes to this team. Again, I did mention I'm a little bit nervous about the regression, not in terms of numbers, just in terms of overall. We could see out of Brandon Roy, but I'm running it back, man. I didn't want to start this rebuild off by trading Brandon Roy. I'm not going to finish it off by doing that same thing. So let's find ourselves a backup center, and we are basically, God, I forgot how bad the center class. Oh, Festus Ezeli didn't even get drafted. Wow. Could have drafted him. I'm just going to sign Ronnie Turioff. Maybe not an elite option, but he's about as good as we're going to get right now. So welcome to the team. I will see you guys at the start of the third and final regular season. 2 straight seasons of absolutely fantastic regular seasons just to lose in the first round of the playoffs. Now, maybe a little bit of controversy with our seeding last year, at least in my opinion. I know it's the rules, but it's still bullshit. I'm not getting into it. We were ready here for the final season. We went ahead and made an upgrade at the center position. We welcoming in Marc Gasol. Super excited to see what he can bring to this front court, paired up with LaMarcus Aldridge. Other than that, we got Kyle Lowry, Brandon Roy remain our backcourt. Again, we do see Roy's overall kind of hovering around that 84. I'm surprised Lowry's overall is not really going up. He's actually been playing very well for us, like 15, 4, and 9. 43% from 3. I mean, this is just a fucking awesome season, so a little disappointed about that. Roy here at the 2. Luol Deng's our highest overall player. I knew it was going to happen in terms of that overall. Very excited about it. He's been great for us. LaMarcus Aldridge, Marc Gasol. Bench has gotten better. I will 100% say that. Wesley Matthews remains our 6th man. You got Sean Livingston right behind him. Tobias Harris is developing quite nicely. Ronnie Brewer remains our backup small forward. Ronnie Turioff rounding out this 10-man rotation under new head coach Mike Stauffer. So again, upgraded head coach, upgrade in the bench, upgrade at center. I think we've done a really good job just kind of building out this team to hopefully be a championship winner. I know it's a lot to kind of take in because we haven't even won a playoff series, but I do believe, I really do. I'll see you guys at the end of the final regular season. I'm having a very big deja vu moment right now, and that goes back to just yesterday's video because it's very similar how these videos have gone. We wrapped up year 3 yesterday with the best record in NBA history, and we do the same today. Now, I don't think this team has the talent to be 73-9, which I know the Warriors eventually, yeah, I get it. We aren't there yet. But yeah, I mean, we haven't proved anything. I don't give a shit about the regular season. Derrick Rose is fucking good as hell. Anthony Davis, Darren Williams, excuse me, Andrew Bogut, Defensive Player of the Year, Lonnie Hardy, Mike Stauffer, Coach of the Year. All high and well, and I thought it was great yesterday too, but it didn't mean a goddamn thing come playoff time. So I'd like to change that result and hopefully have some playoff success and win a championship. So I don't want to run it back and just have the same thing happen. Everything looks good on paper. I'm actually surprised how similar Gasol's numbers were to what we had with Greg Oden. So I guess maybe I'm wrong there. The higher overall maybe helped, but I don't really know. And assist was Lowry. Round 1, we do have the Dallas Mavericks, who are very good. They have Dirk, probably the best player in this series. I think we're a better team. I'd like to go out and prove that and not have to worry too much. I think we're good. Okay, it's a sweep. Ah, shit. You can run, you can hide, but they're going to find you eventually. It's just the big bad thunder. Now, I am relatively happy, I guess, that there's no Zach Randolph here. It feels like he always somehow ends up as their power forward. Now, Uncle Jeff here at the starting power forward spot is still a really solid option, but, you know, at least there's not another 86-plus overall sitting there with 3 MVPs. So, can we beat them? Okay, they do win Game 3. They tie it up 2-2. We go up 3-2. Holy shit. It's like the boogeyman when you finally get rid of them. Clippers here in the Western Conference Finals. Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. You got Eric Gordon here. There's just no way after beating 3 MVPs that team's going to sniff us. Okay, so the Bulls now have an MVP in Derrick Rose. They have a fantastic supporting cast. I forgot. We traded Batum over here. I guess I'm very happy with the deal just considering he's still at an 83 overall and yeah, 12 points a game. Well, Luol Deng's doing fantastic things for us. But much like us, they have a really good front court as well. So this is going to be an absolute battle here for the championship. Okay, maybe not. I was very wrong. Come on. Again, I'm not even going to get mad. The video's over. We won, but congrats, Derek, on, being the most valuable player to ever get swept. I don't really know. All right, man, we cap it off with a championship. It would have been cool to have a finals MVP as well, but I guess 2K has some agendas they have to push. So, that is it. I'm very happy about the way this one ended. It was getting all too familiar to yesterday's video, and then finally at the end, some things changed. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below. Of course, that would be awesome. If you guys are new around here, hit that sub button. Stick around a while. But yeah, man, that is it for me. This one was a ton of fun. I think we put together a really good Trailblazers team. I'm happy we weren't, or excuse me, I'm not happy. I'm sad we weren't able to keep Oden as well. It would have been awesome to see him win a championship here with this team and just really get it done. But I'm happy that Brandon Roy got one nonetheless here with the Portland Trailblazers. So that's it for me, man. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.